The Kelces are no longer undefeated, thanks to Travis and the Chiefs losing their first game to the Colts, 17-20. Tight. Yeah, I had a feeling you might say that. First loss of the season. Travis, what is your analysis of the game and yourself?
I mean, it's just an embarrassing performance. On my end, I know I had at least 4 opportunities to come up big for my team just by catching the ball, let alone the effort plays and things that come along with just being a great teammate. I just got to catch the freaking ball, man. It's a great ball by Pat.
Why do you think you dropped it?
Lack of focus. That's the biggest thing. Trying to think of multiple things at once. And there's no excuse at all to why I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball because, well, my meaning to that is that I'm not going to say the sun. I'm not going to say, I don't care if the sun was right in my eye. I have to find a way to catch the ball. There's no excuse when it comes to that. My focus was just I had moved on from trying to catch the ball to making sure that my feet were down, and I just got to be able to lock in mentally and differentiate the two. You know what I mean? Catch the ball first, then worry about the feet.
We saw the Mahomes and Bieniemy stuff on the sideline. Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to say anything? I love both. It's not really your place to talk about it, right? This is between. I
mean, 2 guys that are fired up, that love, playing the game, that love coaching. They put all their heart into it, and in a situation like we were having in the first half, where I don't think we were necessarily on fire, we were struggling. You're going to have guys bumping heads on what we think should happen or what we should do in the future, and we were getting the ball at half, so I understand both sides of the story. I understand both sides of the situation. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see that in every single locker room. You're going to see that on every single sideline. If the cameras are on the sideline, guys are just it's a heated battle, man. Guys are putting everything they can into this, so every single decision matters. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't think we were right or wrong whichever decision we made.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you're in a competitive situation, sometimes these types of things happen between competitive individuals.
Is what it is.
I don't think anything of it, to be honest with you. I actually kind of like it, if I'm being completely honest.
This guy's fired up, man.
Listen, man, if you don't, at least it shows that you care. Now, it's got to be genuine. You can't just be like you can't be doing it every single game. And like after every 4th down, throwing a temper tantrum. But every once in a while, it's like, oh, okay, this dude's like mad. That's a good thing you want to see sometimes. Yeah. You got to be able to control it, but
1,000%.
But
which I think it was very controlled, and I think it was very controlled.
Did you see Ken Dorsey's blow up on the sideline?
Did I?
In the press box.
Yes,
dude. I haven't seen something like that.
That was a full-on temper tantrum,
bro. I haven't seen something like that since I was whooping your ass in Blitz on the Nintendo 64 growing up.
You've never seen me spaz like that, dude.
Dude, you used to turn
spaz.
You used to turn the system off mid-game and run to the bathroom and lock the door.
And run to the bath? What does this have to do with anything about spazzing out and being frustrated and throwing a temper
throw the
tantrum?
controller, run out, and lock the door.
Why would I lock the door? What does that have to do with anything? The only time I ever locked the door is when I was scared for my life that you might kill me. That was the only time I ever locked the door. And if that is the situation at hand, that means why am I turning off the console because I'm losing because you're about to kill me? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're just talking out your neck right now.
You didn't want to lose, so you would turn the game off before you were losing.
And then run because I turned the game off. Now my life is in danger.
Apparently. Why else would you run? I don't know. You're the one who ran.
This guy gets hit in the head for a living, ladies and gentlemen.
Did this not happen?
No, I just admitted that I would fucking run, but it was only when my life was in danger. And there was never a situation where I would turn the console off and feel like my life was in danger. I turned the console off and just like, fuck you, this game's over with.
So when did you run to the bathroom?
I don't know. When I was poking the bear, like when Dad wouldn't let you go out and hang out with your friends. And I would just be like, "Oh, JT can't leave the house. He can't leave the house. He's such a big, strong boy that has to stay inside because he's so immature. He's not. Can't be trusted."
You want to talk about making stuff up? All right. Moving on. How do you move on from a loss like that? What's the emphasis? You guys just had meetings today.
Yeah.
What was Andy talking about? What was Bieniemy talking about? What's the process?
Attack everything, man. Just attack your fundamentals, attack your mindset, attack your focus, where your focus was. Be your biggest critic when you watch that film, and find ways to keep getting better. And that's the biggest challenge. That's why I love Coach Reed. He challenges us right here, man. He's gonna challenge you as a man, as a professional. He's gonna challenge your integrity about your job and what your livelihood is, and how are you gonna respond to that? And I tell you what, I think it's been an unbelievable pleasure to be under him because of his guidance, and I think that we're definitely gonna. I can't even say we've already started the process of figuring out how to overcome last week, and it starts with every single decision that you make. Starts with what time am I getting up tomorrow so I can get into the facility so I can start to get my work done. And you just keep knocking out the right decision time after time, day after day. When you're in practice, your focus is what are the intentions of this play caller? What am I trying to do? How can I help 1-5 back here? How can I help these running backs get downhill? There's just the ultimate focus that you have to have. And that's the professionalism. That's what you're talking about, that the players that sustain in this league, they keep finding ways to get better, even when you have a terrible game or even when you don't show your best.
Yeah, I agree, man.
And those are the best teams. The teams that keep finding ways to get better throughout the season and stay healthy are going to be the teams that are playing at the end.
You need great players too, but I think whenever you lose, especially a bad loss, man, I think you touched on it early. The biggest thing for me is accountability, man. Guys going into that film, players and coaches, like,
oh yeah,
if you go into that film and you're looking at it with the eye of like, oh man, can you believe that guy did this or that guy did that, or like, man, look at that play, that's there. You are fucking up. You are doing a disservice to your team and to yourself. Listen, man, just go into that film and do the best you can to improve as a player and to be there for your teammates.
Be there.
And to pick up that energy. You talked about that earlier. How much bigger for me, when I'm struggling with energy, I don't even think I touched on this. And as I get older, it gets harder to have that energy. And I have to snap out of it. I have to tell myself, Jason, just this next play, just run to the ball and pick the guy up that's on the ground. Go ahead, go and pick your brother up off the goddamn turf. Just go run and go do that. And that, you know what I mean? You have to do these little things. 1,000%. You have to, and I think that goes a long way, especially when things are losing, especially when things are going bad, especially when, people are telling you, oh, the Chiefs aren't the team they have been in the past. They're not this, they're not that. Man, that's when you got to come closer together. That's when you have to rely on each other more. That's when you have to take more self-accountability. And it's hard because everybody's pushing and pulling at you at a different realm, a different way. And, I have no doubt you guys are have the great leadership. I know Andy Reid's going to steer that thing right. Can't wait to see what you guys bounce back with next week.
If you like this episode and wanted to follow us all season long, please subscribe to the New Heights YouTube channel. We'll be putting out episodes every single Wednesday, so make sure you follow us on all the social platforms at New Heights Show, all on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.